Road to Classic 2021, you guys. So my goal is to make a video every day. It's gonna be hard, but to do a 5-video series leading up to when me, Torrian, a couple of our other friends go to Florida Classic this year. So I'm pretty much shutting the shop down. Today's Monday. Classic is this coming weekend. So I'm pretty much shutting the shop down as far as working on customer cars for the next 4 or 5 days until we leave. Just so we can work on my car. Torrian's gonna be on his way with his car here in a minute on the trailer. And we've got a shit ton of work to do on his car. We've got a couple things to finish up on my car. I've been working on my car late at night for the last few days. So I know I haven't filmed in a while. Honestly, I've just been crazy busy knocking stuff out. I got some good help in the shop. Harry's back, so we've been knocking them out. So today, I'm working on my car, and we're gonna be working on this. I know you guys have seen this Cutlass before. So finally got the motor pulled out of it, getting ready to drop an LS in. Like I mentioned before, I never did a G-body, so I'm actually just gonna get everything set up and I'm sending it to another shop. Hurts my soul to not be able to do it, but just for the sake of time and stuff like that, I'm having somebody else do it. Crits Monte Carlo, pretty much finished. Getting ready to go to paint. Actually just messaged the guy today for one of these new things. This thing's all messed up, so got a new one of those coming, and I got to finish up a couple of things there. But the interior is completely done. Sound system done. Sounds amazing. So this will be off to paint pretty soon. The noise that was in my motor is gone. I don't know what happened, what changed, but I had to pull it out the shop yesterday because I had a buddy using the lift, and no knocking, no rattling, nothing. Sounds good. Just trying to get the transmission filled with fluid and all that good stuff, and finished working on the trunk. This is the box. Had the wife come in and stain it for me, so came out pretty nice. You know, the color, the stain is cognac, if you guys are interested. I don't know. The can's in the office, but this you won't be able to see. The port's actually gonna be pointed in the car, so, and the amp will be mounted on the back side back here. So subs will sit on top, got some LEDs and fun stuff like that. So we'll move on to the trunk, and I finally figured out how I was gonna do the trunk setup. So I'll show you guys what I did. All right, so this is the trunk setup. We got, let's see, bring this light down, hold on. Kind of see what we got going on. All right, so what we got going on with the trunk. So we got those two relays are for the air ride compressors. That black box right there is the air ride manifold slam specialties. That's where all the valves and everything is, and the harness goes inside the car. We've got my tire amps, 1200x4 highs amp. You know, I run all Fosgate stuff. Those are the components for the front speakers and tweeters, and that's a Steve Mead distribution block. 12 piece, you know, 6 for power, 6 for ground. I had these brackets, I ordered these brackets from ABS, and had a friend weld them on here, painted them, so the compressor will sit on top, and I have the compressors sitting here like this. So they'll sit in this corner, and then there's a little piece that goes over it like this. Boom. And I'm gonna have my boy Steve make me a plexiglass piece, and it'll have my logo on one side and the Impala sign on the other side, and I'll put red LEDs around the back of it so it'll light up red in there. And then the box will sit right here, and the amp will be mounted to the front of the box, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm doing now, because I already had these things mounted to some 1/4-inch MDF, but it's too flimsy, so when I screwed it down, the compressor was rocking side to side. So what I did today is I went and picked up some 3/4-inch MDF, and I got it measured out, and I'm going to make 2 panels that are going to sit. It's going to go all the way this side, all the way that side. It'll sit down. I'll mount those to the floor, and then mount the compressors with those brackets to that wood, and then the box will sit on top. And then I'll have it mounted so the box is mounted to that, won't slide around or anything. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm gonna do that. I'm missing a safety valve. That's the one thing I can't find. I had one, I don't know what happened to it, so I gotta get another safety valve for that tank. The other tank is ready to go. It's got everything I need. It's the other tank. We got the pressure switch that turns on and off the compressor. This is going to go to the manifold, and then this will connect this tank to the tank on the other side. And then, you know, compressor, power, ground, pretty simple standard stuff. And that should do it. That should be everything. So I'm going to work on that today, getting the trunk finished, getting all the wiring done, because I think I showed you guys the amp already. It's a monster, so it takes dual inputs for the power and ground. So I have to run 2 runs of power and ground off that distribution block into the amp. And I think that's it, other than hooking up the compressors to that. We got to hook the compressors to that, and I think that's it. Oh, power up the relays. Well, the relays are getting power right here. Those are the fuses for the relays. And then we just got to connect the compressors to this. This is the lead line off the relay to turn the compressors on. And that's it. So not a lot of work, just a lot of small stuff I need to do. I put some kill mat here. It's pretty thick, so it should help keep some of the sound in here. And then that's about it. I mean, she's pretty much almost ready. And actually, it actually kept some air in the car, so I'm happy about that, because it usually leaks out. So we'll I'll update you guys. I'll get this cut, and then we'll cover it in carpet and lay it in there and see how it all looks and go from there. All right, so because I have 2 batteries, and because this alternator requires dual runs of 0 gauge, well, the alternator doesn't require, the amp does. So if you're running 2 0 gauges from the front into the rear battery, then 2 runs off the rear battery into the amps, also got to run 2 grounds. So prior to this, I had this wire here. This was run underneath, going all the way through underneath the car up to the main battery, and I had it run zip tied, you know, through here. And then I have a hole in the trunk, not in the trunk, but right here where it goes underneath the back seat. So I'm going to retain that. And what I'm going to do, since I already have the 2 runs in the car, I'm going to use this as one of the grounds. So I'm going to ground it to the frame right here. So I'll have 1 ground on the frame here, and then I'll have a ground on the body of the car inside. So that second battery will have 2 grounds. I picked up this little Stinger little grounding post, and I'm just going to put it right here with some self tappers, or I may use one of those holes, drill another hole and bolt it, but I think some self tappers will do just fine. And then this wire will come in from up here and just go whoop, into the ground, and that'll be it. So just clean it off with the Whizzy wheel, get it all nice and clean, bare metal. We'll slap this on here, and then we'll throw some paint on it so it doesn't rust. All right, well, change of plans. I ended up not using this because this wire that's run is really thick, and I didn't have a ferrule that would fit it, and it was just giving me all kinds of problems getting it in. So I ended up doing it this way. So I got a copper lug, crimped it, put some wire loom on it, and then just put a bolt through the frame, and that'll do. That'll be just fine. So I'm gonna hit it with some paint so it doesn't rust, and we'll call that done. I'm just gonna turn off. Got a transmission leak. Upper line is leaking, so I'm gonna fix that, tighten that up, and then that's about it from underneath that I need to do. So yeah, that'll work just as well. And then, like I said, I'm gonna use another one and put it up in the on the frame. Yeah, these mounts are done. Look at that. All right, good to go. All right, so that's what we got so far. I cut the wood, got it wrapped, and so the compressors will sit. Let's see, this one will sit here like this. Now it'll have a little bit more rigidity and stability. It's not gonna rock back and forth anymore. And then the other one will sit over there. We'll sit the box on here, and then these will secure everything. Look who's here. He's having a bad day, so he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He just came over here barking orders. But we got another car in the shop now. This is another car that's getting a swap. This one's also getting 604L80. Customer sold the transmission to Torrian, because if you go back and watch my video from last year Classic, we swapped his transmission the night before Classic. So we're trying to get, you know, ahead of it this time and do it a few more days ahead of time. So Harry's working on pulling that transmission out, because all that's going to come out anyway, but we just chose to pull transmission out sooner so we can get it in Torrian's car. So once we get this transmission out, we'll push this car out. And we got Torrian's car here.
Are we taking the whole thing out?
No, just the transmission.
Just the trans?
Yeah. For now. So his car is here, so I'll move my car, we'll push it out, it'll go into that spot, and then we'll bring his car in. The Cutlass is loaded up. I'm sending it to another shop to get the swap finished. You know, the time and trying to figure everything out, it's something that I could do, but if I had more time I would do it. But I got all these cars. I got the one in there is getting swapped, I got that one getting swapped, that's getting full interior and a bunch of work, that's the car I still got to finish swapping. This one is still working on this, still working on that, and then I still got another car off at the new interior shop. I got 2 cars at my house. So, you know, if I had more time and I had more, you know, and I had more knowledge on swapping G bodies, then I would do it. And you know, all my friends that do these swaps and stuff, other mechanics, they're like, man, it's easy, you just got to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, I could figure it out. I definitely could. It's not, you know, there's enough forums and there's enough YouTube videos and everything to let me know all the parts I'm gonna need and everything, but just don't have the time. Shout out to my boy Guru, Sean. We had a real good conversation the other day, you know, just talking about life and, you know, just being a mechanic and in the field that we work on and how we're both in high demand for what we do and stuff like that. So shout out him if y'all have never checked out his channel, this LS Swap Guru. Most people confuse me for him all the time. They're like, yeah, man, what happened to? I was like, yeah, that wasn't me. So, you know I could probably send that to him and he could knock it out, but I just, you know, I got another shop. They do really good work. Actually, the same customer, one of his other cars, I sent it to 2 different shops and they couldn't figure it out. I've had that car like 3 or 4 months and I couldn't figure it out. Sent it to another shop, they couldn't figure it out. Took it from that shop, took it to another shop, they couldn't figure it out. Took it to these guys, 3 days they had the car running. So that was enough for me. So Torrian's got it loaded up on his trailer. He's gonna go ahead and take it over there tonight. I'll come, the motor and trans in the back of the pickup, and I'll drop it off in the morning and they'll finish that swap. That'll be out of my hair. And I can finish getting these B bodies out of here because I'm so backed up. I got so many cars. We got Classic this weekend. We got to get this stuff done. So I'm still working on mine, just getting a couple other things done. So they about got it out. And then he just got bell housing bolts and that's about it. And she's gonna come out.
All right. Now just bump that one out and leave it in there. Okay, now let me pick this guy up.
Oh, I got the handle for you. I didn't know that's what that was for.
All right, you can go ahead with that.
Here you go, Harry. You don't want it?
No, I'm good right now. Go.
Okay.
All right, I don't want it now.
Well, the handle's right here when you're ready.
Yeah, I will need it now.
Oh,
I just couldn't.
almost forgot. Shout out to my wife for staining the box for me. So this side you're not gonna see. The port is gonna be pointed inside the car. So I'm not worried about this. The top you're gonna see, and the other side is where the amp's gonna be mounted. And shout out Tiffany Prince. I think I already mentioned her. She's the one who actually gave me this box. It was in her Trackhawk, and she had 2 DB Drive G2s in it. And you know, as you know, I'm putting the Scar ZVX12s in it. We checked the port and the tune. It's a little small, not small, it's off by like 0.2 cubic feet for what would be optimal for the ZVX. So I'll run it tuned to, we checked the port, it's tuned to 32 hertz. So should get nice and low. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back on my car. What I'm doing now is setting up since I got this mounted, I'm gonna go ahead and mount these down, run the ground, set up the battery, and just get everything finished up under here. Because the last thing I'm gonna do is put the box in and hook up the amp. So let me go ahead and get that done. We'll get some more stuff hooked up under there. A couple hours gone by. Torrian's gone, Harry's gone. So I'm just here at the shop working by myself. We got the tranny pulled out of the black car. Looks like it's been through some stuff though. Sheesh. It's got a weld and they siliconed it, and this is actually a transmission just been built. I mean, you can see how new the torque converter is, but the shop that did it, it's crazy because I've used them in the past, and you know, I used them and I didn't have any issues, and I sent 2 different people to them and they had just a ton of issues. So I stopped using them, and I had the new guy Randy started building my transmissions. So but this customer, he had them build it, and $1,600 they charge him for that. So, and then I think maybe he put 100 miles on it. So Torrian, of course, you know, like I mentioned, needed a transmission. So this transmission is going to go in here. So we got his car pulled in tonight, and so we'll pretty much just, you know, they'll pick up on him, and Harry are going to work on his car tomorrow. I'm going to keep plugging on mine. I've been helping them with that, so I haven't really done much more with mine. I just kind of got everything laid out, got the boards laid out, and what I'm doing now, I'm going to start, I'm going to hook this tank up. I can't hook this tank up yet because I need to find, I had a safety valve that was supposed to go in this port. Basically what it does is if, let's say, my pressure switch goes out, which is over here on this tank right here, it's my pressure switch. Oh, you can't see it, hold on. That's the pressure switch. So what that does, it tells the compressor when to cut on. So at 160 PSI, it will ground the circuit and let the, and cause the compressors to come on. And then once the pressure reaches 200 PSI, it'll open the circuit and it'll cut the compressors off and then cycle like that. So let's say that switch goes bad and it doesn't cut off at 200 PSI and it just keeps filling up, something is going to blow off and cause a bunch of problems. So the safety valve is set up to open the airline at 215 PSI. That way it doesn't mess anything up. And I bought one when I ordered these brackets and some other stuff, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to go to a hydraulic place tomorrow and see if they have it, you know, somewhere that like services compressors and stuff like that. They should have it, because I mean, even my big compressor over there has one, so most compressors will have it. So I want to put one on there, and so I'm not going to bolt that side down, but I'm going to get this side bolted down, get the airline ran. I'll set everything up to it because I am going to have to pull it back out, seeing as how it's on this side. So how these ports are going to go, the safety valve goes here, this will connect this tank to this tank, and then no, this one will connect this tank to the other tank, and then this one will connect this to the manifold. So my manifold has two inputs in it, so it's up there. That's it behind those wires. So it has two. You can feed air into it from both sides, and then you have the 4 bags that go in. So I gotta run lines from the manifold block all the way around here, and they're gonna go in right here where the lines hook up. So the lines come in right here, and this one I'm gonna twist this one that way and fix all that, but this is how the lines come in. So 2 of them are gonna run this way into the bag, into the manifold, and 2 are gonna run this way into the manifold, and then this will connect both tanks, and it's gonna run pretty much underneath here, boom, go in there, and that'll be it. So I'll get most of the air ride stuff dialed in tonight. The stereo stuff, I really can't do much more with it until the air ride is done. Because once the box goes in, I can't really reach anything else. So I'm gonna put the box in first when it's time, and you know, run the wires for the power and ground from there and all that good stuff, and get everything finished up. So that's what I'm working on tonight. Probably probably work on this for a couple hours and then pick it up tomorrow. But I'm going to try to edit this video tonight and post it tonight. So I'll update you guys a little bit more on what else I'm doing. And then I just remembered the same people rebuilt this transmission. This is a 700 R4 that came out of that Cutlass. And you can see they use the same torque converter, the same company, I guess, that makes them. So, road to classic, guys, day one. Oh, shit. Goodbye, 307. Gave it to my neighbor for scrap. So it's out of here. Rebuild it. It just needs valve seals.
Rebuild it?
Yeah, it just needs valve seals. That's it.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with most? You know, you wanted like 350, like.
Yeah, it's a 3. Yeah, that was the old 307 out of the Cutlass. So gave it to my neighbor. He helps me out a lot with the different stuff. He's got a ton of tools. He welds, you know, little stuff I may need help with. He's always helping me. So anytime I can give him some scrap metal so he can make a couple bucks, I throw it his way. So still working on it. About to take a break, eat some soup. Got some Chick-fil-A soup in there. So I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna jump back on it, show you guys what I got done so far. Y'all ready to see the vision? I got it kind of set up. I'm just gonna adjust the amp right here real quick while I do this, but I got it set up kind of how I'm gonna do it. Shoot. Okay, well, I just realized a huge flaw in what I was doing, but it's okay. It can be fixed. So here's the vision. So I just got the box set in there for now. You know, and everything kind of just mocked up for the most part. And kind of see, I just wanted to see how these were gonna fit because it's lifted a little bit. So I may need to pull the carpeting off of this, trim it, and rewrap it. Because they sit up a little higher now because I put the false floor in. But what I just noticed when I started filming was this whole time I've been setting everything up, I thought the power inputs were on this side, and they're not. They're on this side. So not a huge deal. I'm just gonna mount the amp upside down and put a sticker on top of the Scar Audio and just do it that way, because the way that I have everything laid out thus far and everything that I've been doing is to have it, well, I guess I could just run it that way. So actually, you know what? I don't have to do that. I can still run everything around that way and have it set up that way. I just need to move the RCA from this side to this side and the bass knob cable from this side to that side, and it shouldn't be too terrible. I think I don't know. The RCA may be a problem because I don't think it's long enough, but we'll see. Because I have if I knew that, I would have put the highs amp on this side, and everything else on this side, so that all the RCAs that I bought are the ones that are 3 of them put together, the Stingers. So they're all connected. So I'll have to like rip them all apart and reroute it, which shouldn't be a problem. I think it'll be fine. I think this is correctable. But I just want to give you guys a glimpse of the end result, give or take. So you can kind of, if you've been watching, kind of see like, okay, where is he going with this? So this is where I'm going with it. I was going to put some isolators on there, but I don't have a lot of room. I mean, I have enough. I can put a small one. I'm not a fan of mounting the amp to the box, but for the sake of space, I really don't have anywhere else to put it. If anything, I would have had to mount it up there, and I really didn't want to do that. This amp costs $1,000, so you're going to see it. It's heavy. It's the SKV2 for SKV2, I think, 4500.1. And if you've watched videos on this amp, it puts out some serious power. It's perfect for those. They actually, this is the biggest amp that Scar makes currently, I believe. And then the ZVX12s, it should hit pretty hard. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I like the way the black plays off the color of the box and everything like that. So when you pop the hood, it kind of gives you a little show. The trunk, I mean, but it looks really good. I think the only issue I'm going to run into is with these pieces here. And worst case scenario, I can probably just get rid of these altogether and not even use them, or I can cut some new ones out or something like that. So I'm not too worried about that. For now, I just need to not run them. That's no big deal. I'll just have to make the wiring for the compressor a little nicer, because I was just going to tuck it and let it do its thing. Not a huge deal. Again, I also have some pieces that can go right here that I may be able to use. I got to look and see if they'll fit to cover up the hinges and stuff like that. But I don't mind you being able to see all back there, because I put a lot of work into all this stuff. So you can see the battery, you can see the manifold, some of the wiring. And I guess if you come to the side here, let me grab a light. Here we go. I guess if you come to the side here, you can see the wiring and stuff back there. Let's see. You can see some of it, some of it back there. So, not too worried about it. I think it's going to come out really nice. I like to be different, I guess. Like to be... Damn, this is a long clip. I didn't realize I was filming for 5 minutes. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. How much time we got? All right, y'all. So it's about midnight. Let's see, what time is it? It is 12:26. So it doesn't look like I got a lot done, but I got a lot done. So I've got most of the stuff I did inside the car. So I'll show you what I've got done thus far. It's not the cleanest that I'd like, but based on the amount of space and everything like that I have, there isn't really, I mean, if I wanted to like make this pretty, I could put a board but I mean, it's as clean as it's gonna get. I'm gonna wrap up some of these wires so they don't get chafed by the seat, but most of what I did was back here. So I got most of the wires cleaned up. This is the controller box, the controller, I guess, interface for the air ride. This little headphone jack thing, this goes to the controller up front. This connects to the manifold here, and then this is all your power and ground stuff. So this is the ignition. And I'm gonna put a rocker switch on this line. It runs to the front to a fuse. That's just activated when you turn the key. So as of right now, when I turn the key on, it turns everything on back here. As far as the air ride stuff, which is cool, but I want to put it on a interrupter switch so that if I ever want to turn the car on without the compressors kicking on, I can do that. So, and that's happened a few times. So, this is the ground coming from that I showed you guys earlier. That comes from the bottom of the car, so it comes up here, and then I have another ground. You can't see it, but I'll show you on the other side. Another ground that comes from the body of the car that's going to go in. So I'll have dual grounds, and then this is, dual outputs. This is the runs from the front of the car. So these are the two coming from the battery up front. What else we got? This is the tweeter coming from the crossover. This is driver's side. This is passenger side tweeter. So all that's done. So back here is pretty much wrapped up. I can, and this is I mounted the bass remote, and all that good stuff. This is for the sequential lights here. So I can pretty much put the inside of the car back together. Let me show you what I did up front. So how I have this mounted. This is the bass knob right here, and I like having it right here because it's super easy to get to. I'm not reaching up under here to get it. It's just, it's pretty comfortable. So as you drive, it's just right here, and you can grab it real quick. The air ride controller comes through the center console. So if I don't want to touch it, I can just tuck it away in there and it's not, you know, in the way or getting caught on anything or anything like that. So I can pretty much put the inside of the car back together. That part's done. And that was my goal tonight. So when I come in tomorrow, the first thing I'll do is put everything on the inside back together. So that'll be completely finished. And then we'll come back here. And I need to go grab some more of these things so I can do some additional wiring for the rear. Goal tomorrow is I got to figure out another way to mount that Optima battery, get that mounted and stuck in there. Get all the airlines ran. So as you can see, this is one here. No, where is it? This one here comes around. So I'm going to tuck this underneath, and then this one's going to come around and it'll go behind that piece and it'll plug into the tank right here. Boom. So that one's done. And then I got to run airlines. I got 2 airlines already ran up to the manifold, which is for the right side of the car. And then I'm going to have to run the 2 for the left side of the car, front and rear. And then the air ride will pretty much be finished. But everything is going to get its power from this distribution block, which is getting power from the second battery. So I really won't be able to test anything or turn anything on until that happens. So still, you know, I got this compressor hooked up. So we got the power and ground here hooked up to the compressor. This line here goes to the relay, and then this is just grounded in there. And so this one I can finish because I don't have anything else to hook up. And that switch I was telling you about, hold on. So yeah, this is the pressure switch. So as you can see, it's 2 grounds. So you got 1 ground going up to the relay, and then this ground goes here. So basically this is an interrupter between grounding the relay. So when it hits the pressure it's supposed to get to, it closes it and then it cuts off. So I already talked about that. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna finish up tonight because it's 12:30, and even though I told the wife, hey, I'll be working late all this week, getting ready for Classic, whatever, I still want to be home at, I guess it's too late to be home at a decent time. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean up a little bit. So when I come in tomorrow, it's not all hectic. Put the batteries on the chargers, you know, all the good stuff. So this is video number 1. Hopefully I can keep this up. I'm going to try my best because I know I've been slacking on the videos and slacking on keeping you guys updated. And everybody's like, hey, when are you going to drop another video? When are you going to drop another video? What's going on? So I'm going to try to keep this up every day. I'm going to try to drop a video this week. So I still got to go home, get cleaned up, and then hop on the computer and edit all this footage from today. So I'm going to try to do it, though. I'm going to try to do it for you guys. I appreciate all the love, the support, the likes, the new subscribers, the old subscribers, the loyal subscribers, people that, you know, the haters, too. I love the haters. You know, without the haters, what's the point, you know? So, all right, y'all. This is day 1 complete. We got the transmission out. Torrian's car is getting his transmission tomorrow. Then we're going to start on his air ride suspension. So I'll go over the kit that's going on his car and how it differs from the kit that's in my car. But he is also getting full air ride. So that's our goal, to pull up at Classic, both of us on air ride. Of course, I'll be LS'd and all that good stuff, but we're redoing his sound system and putting airbags on his car.